and freedom.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. This is the final part, the final hour, the hour about love. I really like this hour because it starts to really almost brings me into another dimension. Topics and matters that normally we don't touch on the air with other shows. And also connects me to our humanity. We are human beings. We are made of passions. We are made of desires. We have a body. And I think it's beautiful. I mean, this is the most beautiful thing we can have. And our emotions sometimes go a little crazy, but we feel love. We can feel also sexual desires. And sometimes we, let's say, stereotypes. I hate the stereotypization. People start to always put you in some cages or in some sort of an areas. Okay, if you believe in country, if you believe in the Constitution, if you believe in, let's say, conservative views about gun rights or whatever, individual rights, you probably must be a very boring person when it comes down to sexuality. And that's very far from truth. I mean, we have our own worlds. And it's private, and I like it like that because normally that's why we can respect each other. We can do our own things in our own privacy in our homes. But sometimes we have our own reality that people maybe I want to talk about these things because I don't want to have taboos. I want to have on this show we can talk about everything. Doesn't mean that I agree with you. Doesn't mean that I'm going to do the same things. Maybe I do. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. But it's about we have freedom and love. All right, let me go straight to the point because I know, what are you running around? Look at what you want to tell us. Guess what? I have an incredible lady who I met on Facebook, who I know that she's been buying my music for a while. And so what she told me, she's been sharing my music, and I really appreciate it, by the way. And I think we believe probably most of the things that I believe. Since she likes my music, she must probably agree on many of the issues that we believe. You know what I believe. And the point is, out of the blue, we were talking about different things, and one topic came out. Can a couple, a committed couple, for example, like husband and wife, have also, or let also in their relationship another woman? In this case, means that the woman also likes women. Call it bisexual, call it whatever. Many of you may think, what? What are you talking about, Luca? No, this is serious matters. I'm not trying to be scandalistic or try to provoke anybody here. I really believe this is a serious matter because prove my point. You can be a conservative person, you can be, a patriotic person, and at the same time you have your own differences when it comes to sexuality. And I think that's the most beautiful part. We're supposed to be free, always with the respect of others. Let me bring this lady. It's a incredible lady, as I said. She's very smart, in my opinion. And you know what? I want to bring her pretty much saying not much because I'm going to give her privacy because I believe, after all, this is a serious topic. Also, it's a private topic. But what I would like to get out of this, that we all think for a moment, before next time we judge somebody about their private life, let's think about it. If you're really a Christian, Christ said, look at the log that you have in your own eye before you judge me, okay? Especially when nobody's bothering you. Her name is Trish. Trish from New York. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Nice to meet you again, Trish. First of all, introduce yourself a little bit. I know that you are a very activist lady. You go out there, you believe in country. Tell me exactly what you believe and how you found my music. I'm curious now.
Actually, I somehow came across your music during when upstate New York was doing the SAFE Act. And one of the pages that I had found, they had shared your music, Tread on Us, and I listened to that, and then I went right on the website and bought CDs. I bought extra CDs because I wanted to send them to our local politicians and take them to rallies with us as well, and just give them out to people so that the message got, the message and education from the CDs got passed on.
I appreciate it, by the way. What you did was very nice. Seriously. The fact that you buy extra music to share with for the message, I really thank you from my heart. Go ahead.
Other than that, obviously I agree with a lot of the stuff. I actually learned quite a bit from some of your songs that were just stuff that I never learned in history class. I really, after listening to your song, looked up a little bit more and learned a little bit more about our country and what certain words meant and stuff like that. So that was
Wow.
another part of it I really enjoyed.
You made my day. It seems almost like you are a paid commercial. I never paid you, right? Seriously, because people say, "Well, look, probably you found this lady. You gave her $50 just for this conversation." I really appreciate
No,
it. No, it is really for me. I tell you, when I do music, I always put this music effort thinking about, can I reach another person? Can I put a little seed of curiosity into that person. I'm trying always to reach the young, of course, because music normally you think the youth is going to be the first recipients. But I'm glad, even lady, I could have that type of impact. I'm very humble and grateful. Now, so you are, let's say, a patriotic lady. At least you believe in many things normally. We believe on this show, okay? We believe in freedom, in country, in sovereignty, small government, small taxes, and of course, gun rights, individual rights. Normally, they would call you some sort of, right-wing conservative, but I don't believe in left or right, you know that. Now, when it comes down to sexuality, out of the blue, you are, let's say, something very interesting and different. Tell me a little bit. You've been married for a while, right?
well, Mike and I have been together for 25 years.
Wow.
And we've been married for 22. We've been closer than ever. We married when we were 18 and 20 years old.
Wow.
Everybody thought, wow, you're going to get, you're marrying too young. I married right out of high school. He had already been out of high school a couple of years. And they just assumed that we were going to, not last.
Mm-hmm.
And we have not only done that, but we are just closer than ever. We both grew up on a farm. We grew up with guns and our individual rights and how to them. And so we just, we grew up hunting and everything, and just always learned that way of life and drawn together. And then later in life, we both are nymphos, so we certainly enjoy our sex and all of that comes with that.
Okay.
And decided that we would. It's not that we need the sex, because 3 times a night's a slow night for us. So It was just a matter of adding something new, something adventurous.
So what exactly happens, this addition? Explain to me. I mean, more to the listeners. What exactly do you do? I mean, what do you bring in somebody else?
Yeah, we pretty much, sometimes, if we find like I used to do when I was, when we first were married, we had our first son, and I went and I was obviously home with him during the day. And then at night I'd go and do laundry and toy parties. And because being a nympho, that's the great thing for me. So that was a lot of fun. And I would talk, I'm very open about my sexuality and my what I believe in. And I think everybody should be able to speak their mind and have that freedom of speech. And I'm huge about that.
Yes.
So I always did that at my parties. And with that, I had told true stories. And some of the girls were that were booking parties had experienced it. And we just kind of, I opened up and they pretty much got the hint that, my husband and I have girlfriends and have fun with them, and very safe-minded with it. And all of a sudden I'd have people approaching me in curiosity, and then we'd have a conversation, and then my husband and I would, treat them out to lunch or dinner, and we'd meet and greet. And if everybody, felt comfortable, we'd go on to the next step.
Wow. This is, exactly the idea of freedom, my opinion. People may say, oh my God, right, look, are you going to rot in hell? This is exactly the idea of freedom, because, we are here. First of all, I hate when politicians try to legislate on morality. Last Sunday, I had a show about this topic. In some states, there are still laws on the book that they try to tell you how you can have your sexuality in the privacy of your own room. For example, there are laws that outlaw, let's say, oral sex, or they try to outlaw, even of course it's unconstitutional, let's say, anal sex. As I said, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you the government should always stay out of our private life. Otherwise, we'll become like the Taliban or like the moral police, in Iran. So that's the most important thing. That's why I want you on the show, because I want to start to put some seed of reasoning in the good person out there that normally we believe in the same things, but then they get caught in this trap just because when it comes down to our sexuality or morality, we have different standards. They try to completely act like tyrants, and they think they must dictate what their beliefs are to us or to you or to somebody else. That's wrong. So that's why I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're talking about this, because normally we don't talk enough about these things, and I think it's an important topic. Now, question.
I agree. And I also I did listen to your show last Sunday, and I was really surprised that there was a lady that had got on and said she agreed with it. And I'm like, first of all, I have two issues with that. One, I obviously completely do not disagree or agree, because I don't think that the government has, whether it's local government, private government, or in any kind of government, anybody at all should be able to know what we're doing in the privacy of our own home and our own privacy of our own land that we have earned and fight for every day to keep. So I think that, and I, the other part that really makes me more nervous about that is the fact of how are they going to police what you do privately in your own home and in your own bedroom.
Yeah, it's not even about try to be the fact that they claim they may not ever be able to enforce it. Of course, somebody may always be set up. You never know, okay? Somebody may always say, who knows how they... But the fact that they have it on the book and they have the audacity and the arrogance to claim that your private parts, they own it, they own your body, and two adults or more. Because maybe, as I said, maybe they're not just two. Maybe I want to have sex with three people. It's my business. Why don't, see how the lady was, she's a friend, by the way, she's a patriot, but at the same time, she get caught in the trap, She was completely against the anal sex part, but then she was okay with the oral sex. And I say, where you draw the line? And who are you to decide what we can do or not? Don't you think? That's the most
Correct.
important thing,
And it's not something that, like you said, it's not something that's almost like the government telling you, whether you can have a certain colored hair or a certain body weight.
Exactly.
They have no right to tell us that.
Who am I endangering? It's not like, oh my God, we're having a threesome today. Oh, you must be so mad because I'm ruining your life. Oh, seriously, we are not doing anything to anybody else. Okay, it's all I say always, the conditions must be everybody is over 18 and there is not coercion. That means we're out of a free will. That's the condition of freedom. That's the condition of respecting each other. And of course, always say in the respect of others. For example, I don't care if you are just a regular straight, whatever, regular couple, or if you're a lesbian or if you're a gay. If you had to kiss each other in front of me, maybe I don't appreciate that. Okay, do that in a hotel or in your car or anywhere else that I don't need to see the show. That's the bottom line. And this is beyond sexuality. It's about respecting each other. All right, Lisa, I have a question for you. So you have, let's say, your husband and you together at night when you feel like it, you invite a lady. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay. And you have a regular girlfriend or sometimes you look around for new different experiences? I'm just curious.
It depends. Our first experience was not a good experience. I don't know how much of a detail you wanted me to go into that part of it, but
you are free to say everything you want. Only thing we cannot say it's cuss words because we are under FCC. But you can describe as much as you wish. I'm not going to tell you what to say.
Yeah, our first attempt at a threesome was. Where I worked, the girl, we started talking about the topic, then she wanted to have a lingerie toy party, and then from there she loaded my car up and then had told me she was interested, and brought her, we met her, and then at that time we ended up having her in our bedroom, and it was just a shock to us because, when you go for a threesome, there's kind of like an etiquette that like at least take a shower.
Yeah.
And it was very unclean, and
wow,
and it just kind of put a bad taste in our mouth.
Oh my God!
And to the point that neither one of us were going to do any oral sex because it was so bad.
I'm sure the owner of the station is loving it, Mr. Rubin. If you don't hear me next Sunday, maybe I'm fired, but that's okay. This is the freedom of speech, and I love it. Okay, I'm glad we can talk freely. This is not Iran. This is not some. To work county, we are talking about freedom and love. Perfect. Okay, so my question is always, I have a question for you. And that's my concern, okay? And I'm not looking at the moral part because I think can be excitement, everything you want. How do you know that person, besides being clean, of course, is also a safe person? Because, you and your husband, you know each other and you're safe. But when you start to interact with somebody that you never really know very much, I'm always concerned. Call me Michael Jackson, but I'm kind of concerned of germs and things like that. How do you cope with that?
Well, the biggest thing is, and still to this day, is always the unaware in the fear of STDs and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Most of the people that, and you kind of wonder about that because when you, depending on how you find somebody, we generally don't go. We've never been bar hopping people, so we've never just hung out at a bar. If we didn't, we prefer a campfire. So we always try to find people who are willing to, and a lot of them are always mentioning disease and D&D friendly, disease and drug friendly and that kind of stuff. So they, but how far are they really going to go with that? Where me,
you're free. You don't have anymore that urge to do stupid things, but you can do it, in a way that is reasonable, I think, and with joy. That's my humble opinion. Of course, people may disagree with me. But anyway, listen, I really commend you. I think it's incredible witnessing, and I want to give you the floor. Anything else you want to add to your personal life or to your patriotic efforts, whatever you want, you got the floor.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is I know one of the things that people typically ask me is, whether my husband has how we select girls. And him and I generally have the same girls that we are attracted to. So it's kind of funny because if, for instance, we're out in the community and most guys who are gawking at some girls, so their girlfriends or wives are, pay if they see them do it and they'll slap them or something. Where me, if I don't see it right away, I slap them and because he didn't tell me about it, so I had enough view. So.
I understand. And any jealousy? I mean, sometimes, I'm trying to just visualize. Okay, let's say you bring another lady and he likes it very much. Okay, so wow, that's so beautiful. And, I like everything we did together. Do you ever get jealous of him, or does he ever get jealous of you?
No, again, I think that goes back because for our entire relationship, we've been, again, that open communication, no secrets, no lies.
Okay.
I think a lot of the problems that I've heard from people who are having a very hard time with adding threesomes is generally the other partner, whether it's female or male, tend to get a little caught up in their head and try to think about stuff too much and worry about, well, what if she's bigger than me, smaller than me? What if she does a blowjob better than me? I mean, it doesn't matter. You learn from it and you have fun with it.
Okay, all right. That's interesting. I need to ask if the word that you just said is FCC compliance, but no problem. I'll find out later. Listen, I want to say thank you, and I will play a song dedicated for you, your husband, and everybody out there who believes in freedom and he believes that we have the right of life, happiness, and the pursuit. The right of life and the pursuit of happiness. So I'm glad you're happy with your husband, and I'm glad that we are not on the Taliban, and we can do pretty much whatever we want with the respect of others, okay?
Well, with you being an Italian, I have one more thing I wanted to let you know.
Go ahead.
That I'm generally like spaghetti. I'm straight until you get me warm and wet.
Okay, that's enough. I think we need to shut down here.
All right.
That's beautiful. Okay, listen. Thank you very much. Okay, my best to your husband.
Yep, have a great day.
Thank you. That's a look and say hi. Wow, that was very interesting interview, and I tell you, I enjoy this show because we can talk about everything we feel like it. And if you don't like it, change channel. Don't cry, please. Seriously, I hate when people start to call the radio. Oh, how dare him? He was talking about anal sex. Nobody told you to listen to it. Okay, don't be a spineless person. Grow some. Okay, and just change channel. I think you're not going to change channel because this is important topic. They are important topics. Seriously. People say, wow, we have so many problems in this country. Yes. And one first problem is that we need to mind our own business. When somebody else is doing their business, leave them alone. Okay? Everything would be so good. Because if we can apply this concept also internationally, we would have a much healthier and, let's say, more peaceful world. Okay? Everybody mind their business and we all can get along. How does it sound that? It's microcosm and megacosm, okay? Anyway, that was it. This is a look at Zanna. I'm almost ready to go. I want to finish with a song dedicated to all the people out there who believe in freedom and who believe, be free in every way, even when it comes down to sexuality. And also I want to say, please, if you want to support this show, I really need your help. All you have to do is go to www.zanna.us, download any of my songs, or you can buy my CDs. There is also my new ebook, Lyrics and Poems, that is going to be completely my collection of lyrics from my songs. And and some poems. I'm working on a new book. It's gonna be erotic poems, something that I really enjoy doing. And of course, there is also Zanna Coffee. Go to zannacoffee.com. All right, that's enough for today. God's willing, I'll talk to you next Sunday. You've been listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna.
I walk
Ciao.
alone in the night. So many things I wanna try. You come to me with your smile. I can't resist you tonight. Temptation, a new sensation. I wanna try with you tonight. Temptation, a new sensation. I wanna try with you tonight. Another lie, another smile.